Hello, America. How you doing today? My name is Cameron L. Abington. If you've logged into this, found us, it's Podcast versus the World. Man, Sunday, Easter Sunday. Actually, it's past midnight, so it's actually Monday. Man, got a lot to talk about. Man, just got done watching WrestleMania. That was great. Very interesting. Very interesting. To this off. Let's see. Nobody interrupted me. All right. Got a lot going on today. The title of this one is Who Are We? Ever since I was a kid, forever, America has always been known as the greatest country on this earth. We're different than everybody. We have different rules, we have different way of life, freedom. This country was built on religious freedom. You can be any religion you want to. Come to America, nobody's going to bother you. Do what you want to, as long as you follow the law. And even if you came in as a non-documented immigrant, we would treat you fairly. We would want you to go to court and make yourself a legal citizen. Now we're finding out now that a lot of these people that come over illegally, they get TIN numbers, tax identification numbers. So believe it or not, a lot of these people were paid in to our tax system, weren't getting the benefits, couldn't vote for federal elections. And that's what was going on in America. We were supposed to be the last great democracy in the world. We were the country on a hilltop that every other country wanted to be. That's who we are. And now, round one has begun. There was a young man by the name of Mr. Garcia, a Maryland resident. If you haven't heard, I know you've watched it on the news, who was taken mistakenly as a some kind of gang member. Let's see, deported outside detained. He was living with his U.S. citizen wife and their children. Um, Come to find out, ICE said that, oh, wrong guy. Oh, shit. Just sent him to El Salvador prison with no due process. Now you're saying, what's due process? Why is everybody making a big deal about this? What's the big deal about this guy? I'm going to go back to what I've been saying about Mr. Trump forever. He is messy. Messy people do things and they think they're right, and we all got to clean up after them. So come to find out, the normal proceedings go, they catch you, you go in front of a judge. Judge decides either they're going to keep you or kick you out. Simple process. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Simple. Pretty easy. Not messy Trump. This messy fool, I won't call him a fool, but this messy person just said screw due process. Screw due process. Now the Supreme Court says you got to bring him back. Trump says I can't find him. So there was a senator that went over there, found him, talked to him. So we know that he's alive. He's well. But they're still trying to bring him back. Trump's position is, well, he's part of a gang. Well, we know ICE said, oh, that was a mistake. And Trump says, well, once he gets in, his borders are says once he gets in, we're going to ship him back out. That's fine. As long as he gets due process. Due process. The Fifth and 14th Amendment, one's for federal, one's for the state. It says no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. All right. There's steps to everything. We're not one of these countries that just we take what we want, you have to follow the law. They have to go in front of a judge. How hard would it have been for Mr. Trump and his administration to put this guy in front of a judge and let the judge decide yay or nay if he stays or goes? Right? Due process is having a right to a fair hearing. All right? That's all you got to do. But since he's so damn messy, once again, messy people do messy things. All right? That would be a theme. Every time you hear about me talk about President Trump and what else he done did, messy. And they think they're right. Messy people think they're always right. Oh, look at me. I just do what I want to. We are supposed to be the example. And we're not being the example anymore. We're the laughing stock of the world. We're supposed to be better than all that. We're not. We are being tested. This is just test one. Test one of many. So far, we're failing. Now, our Supreme Court are starting to get their cojones back by making late night rulings. There was one ruling they made at 1 o'clock in the morning. So you got to get this done. No more. You're going to find out very soon. I said this in another podcast of mine. If you haven't found us, we're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We're all over the joint. I forgot to tell you, I forgot to do my housekeeping part. The email is podcast versus the world 76 at gmail.com. Any questions or comments? Please like and subscribe, and anywhere, wherever you find this podcast, where this podcast finding you, like and subscribe, leave comments, engage. So sorry about that. What are we supposed to do? You're going to find out all those classes you learned about the three branches of government, checks and balances. We're going to find out very shortly if that's real. Or was it just a bunch of talk? What are we made of? Who are we? What is this country becoming? I mean, Trump even made the joke that he could kick out citizens. He could put them all in El Salvador. So now, if he doesn't like what you say about him, if say he listens to my podcast and so he's a nasty person, get rid of him. Am I next? Could be. And if this case is allowed to happen without due process, even though the Constitution says can't do that, got two amendments, one for state, one for federal. We're being tested. Are we going to pass or fail? Now, right now, people, I hear the right wing people say, "Oh, well, he can do what he wants to." Okay, until it's you. Do you want due process? Let's say the next president is a Democrat, and he looks at all these magazines and he's like, you know what? They're a waste of space. Deport them to El Salvador. Deport them. Kick them out of the country. Then what? Then what? Then what are you gonna do? Because man, we already said that the president, according to the Supreme Court, can do whatever he wants to. As long as he's a president, he can do whatever he wants to. This is a big deal. And right now, it's just a guy from El Salvador, illegal alien. He has an American wife and children. People don't care until it's you. Then everybody have a problem. And you'll be going from TV. Oh, I'm American. If you let Trump get away with it now, it's going to bite you in the ass later. That's just it. You can say what you want to, complain if you want to. This is what's going to happen. We have to stand up. Now, If the man was for real, a gang member, do it the right way. Nobody's saying not to get rid of the gang members. Let's just say he was a gang member. Let's just say bad guy. He still deserves due process of law. That is the point. We are not judge, jury, and executioner. That is that. This is what's the problem. This is what drives me crazy when you see these bad cops killing people. You're not judge, jury, and executioner. We're not in a future utopia where this is like, you ever see that movie Judge Dredd? You know, they call them the judges because they're judge, jury, executioner, right? That's not us. That's not us. We are supposed to be the example for the world, and right now we're being tested. And a lot of people are watching. As of late, we've sat here and sided with dictators. We sided with people who started wars, and that's not the American way. This country has become a place to where we're going after the poor, taking their only means of security by rich people who don't know and don't give a damn. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And that's the point. We're cutting off our education system. We're being tested one time after another. Who is going to stand up? Who? If you're a Republican, a conservative, let's just say, used to be conservatives were so much about the rule of law. That's all I ever heard. They're about the Constitution. Oh, you talk about Second Amendments, boy, they'll throw up in your face so fast. My right to bear arms. Well, what about this? Where you at? Where you at? I don't hear none of you. This is round one of a long fight. Who is going to stand up for our great country? Because right now, all I see are people doing party over country. This is the problem. This is the problem. And we as citizens should be upset. There's so many things that are so wrong with what's going on in this beautiful country of ours. Beautiful. The simple thing of due process. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that this is even a conversation. It doesn't make any sense. Due process. Simple words. You can look it up the way I'm looking it up right now. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Not just a citizen. It doesn't say anything about being a citizen. It says a person. It says a person. This is simple. You listen to the Trump administration. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. It's just for citizens. No, no, no. Learn to read. Everybody has due process of law. We're being tested. And I'm happy people are out here arguing and fighting for this guy because you have to take a stand. We have to take a stand. How much longer are we going to keep up with this? I don't understand. Make it make sense. Getting rid of the gang members, the right thing to do. Like I said, a broke clock is right twice a day. Right thing to do. Get rid of gang members. Wrong thing to do without due process. Do it the right way. You tell me you couldn't wait another. I don't know how long it takes to get them in front of a judge. I'm not ready for sure. Couldn't tell you. Don't know the process of that. Let's say 2 months. Okay. You're in a jail for 2 months. You make it where there's no bail. No bail. You get to sit there for 2 months until we figure out who you are, where you're from, if we're gonna keep you or not. Is that hard? Is that too much to ask? So we get it right? Because you do realize when this guy gets out of prison, he can legally sue the federal government for false imprisonment, being kidnapped, and he will win every day of the week. Unless there's a law that says you can't sue the federal government, which I don't think there is. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. If you're a lawyer, jump in and let me know. Let me know. But that's the point. Messy people make mistakes and everybody has to clean it up. Oh, giddy. So Trump makes this big mistake. How many people over there are not really gang members? They get out, sue the country for millions of dollars. He'll be long gone out of he won't be president forever, much as they're trying. But they're just stomping all over the Constitution, which it's just sickening. And then we're gonna have to pay for it. Taxpayers are gonna have to pay for once again messy Trump and his messy administration and his DEI hires mistake. Unless something changes. Now we'll see in the morning. Like I said, right now it's 12. I don't know what time it is. 12:30 a.m. here in Kansas, and I'm recording this. Let's see what happens. I want to know. I want to know if we're going to stand up for what's right. I want to hear Republicans stand up and say, you know what, that's not right. Due process. But they're scared. They're scared of losing their jobs because he's going to get big old Elon Musk to come over there in primary. Well, we just saw Elon Musk use his money and lost in Wisconsin. So, you know, maybe the country's getting tired of it. But our politicians running like scared cockroaches. As like I said before, cockroaches. It is the worst thing on this earth what we're doing right now. This country's going to pits. Who is going to stand up? And you're going to hear a lot of MAGA Republicans say, "Oh, well, he can do they can do what he wants to," until it's you, until the shoe's on the other foot. See, everything's fine when we're hurting other people. I've noticed this as of late. Everybody's cool with it hurting other people. We're fine. We're cool with that. Yeah. Yeah. Hurt that guy. But then when they hurt us, then we're all supposed to care. That's when everybody's supposed to get in ours. Well, look, they're hurting me. You need to say something. They're hurting me. Say something. They're hurting me. But you didn't give a damn when they was hurting everybody else. That is the point. Nobody gave two shits when Trump was doing all this crap to other people, but when they hurt them, then we're all supposed to care all of a sudden. We made it a very messy bed we're all gonna have to lie in. Because I'm not seeing anybody standing up. And we're gonna find out if the Supreme Court justices, those black robes, are those just Halloween costumes or they really mean something. What does the rule of law really mean in America? Pay attention this next couple of weeks. We'll probably talk about it again. Guarantee we will. We're going to talk about we are going to talk about it again. If the Trump administration sits there and keeps denying and not listening to the court about what's going on, we're going to find out a many of things. I'm fascinated myself. I mean, for somebody like me, you know, I always wanted to know what could the court do to the president if he said, "Screw you." I've always wondered that. Now we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out exactly what could happen. Ain't like you can kick a judge out of his office. You can't. Their appointments for life. So make them so they're very powerful people within the confines of what's supposed to happen. Can they call in judges or like federal sheriffs or whatever? You know, can they call those guys in to take somebody out, put them in jail? I don't know how that works. We're gonna find out. Pay attention, everybody. Your democracy's on the line. Believe it or not, everything America was built on is on the line. It may sound like hyperbole. It may sound like I'm being hyperactive, about this. Just kind of say, "Oh, you're just making this up. You're being too much," as they say. No, man, this is real. This is real deal. This is real deal. You're gonna learn a lot about your congressmen in this country. You're gonna learn a lot. Who believes in the rule of law and who doesn't? I remember we had the Tea Party, and they were so worried about taxes and raising the debt ceiling. But then when a Republican came in office, the Tea Party disappeared. Bloop. Where'd they go? Debt ceiling raised. Now we're 37 trillion in the hole. And we'll be more than that once Trump gets his tax cuts in. It's gonna cost us. And Doge and this pretend Doge find all this fraud. Eh. If you really want to find it, you go to the Defense Department. Did they? They say they did. All the people getting rich off of that. I haven't heard too much about it. I haven't heard too much, but we'll go after Medicaid. We'll go after those poor people. Because by God, those Medicaid people. Social Security, they're getting checks since for 300 years. Get the hell out of here. And people just drank it up and believed it like it was truth. It's not. Quit being silly. Quit being stupid. Elon don't know what the hell he's talking about. While he's making himself rich off the American taxpayers, getting all these contracts put in line under his company. Until the next Democratic president comes in there. Maybe he takes them away. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. We're being tested, America. We're being tested. Pass or fail, man. This is round one. You can see the picture of this one. It'll say round one. Round one fight. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I have no idea. I'm concerned. You should be concerned. You should be concerned. Because he's already made jokes about kicking out people who are U.S. residents, U.S. citizens, and putting them over there. So, be prepared. You might be next. Hell, I could be next. Who knows? Who the hell knows what he's after? Who knows what he's going to do? And all depends on our wonderful Supreme Court. Do they have the fortitude to defend our country the way they're supposed to? Are they going to do their job? But we already seen Congress isn't. We've seen the House. These guys don't get to it. They're all ready to sell America out. We see all the DEI hires Trump's made. Does he give a shit? Does he care? We got a woman who was supposedly they were saying that she was a Russian spy over our intelligence. Now that just tells you where we're at in America. Just shows you everything you need to know. Round one fight. You ever played Mortal Kombat? Round one fight. Yeah. This is where we're at. It's not a good thing, people. This is not good. But you're gonna find out a lot. They have the Constitution. Is it a real, living, breathing document, or is it just words on a piece of paper? I've always wondered that. I've heard that forever. It's a living, breathing document. It's what our country's built off of. That's the crap we sell our kids. I'm 48 years old. I've learned that since I was a little kid. It's living and breathing. It's what we're country's made off of, and by God, we're gonna protect it to the end. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see who's full of it or if it's real. Because we have a president who's stomping all over it. You can't tell me his lawyers didn't tell him there was supposed to be due process. If they didn't, they need to lose their bar license. Pam Bondi and all these other ones. They know the law. They can read. They're not stupid. They just don't care. They don't think there's no consequences. Because he's seen this Republican Party, who's in control right now, not do a damn thing. They let him go. And they just sit there and let it go, and they let him do what he wants to, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. And let me reiterate this one more time. Getting rid of the gang members was a good thing. If they were doing everything that I was watching other TV shows, watching stuff on YouTube, and there were some guys that actually went down to the places to where these gang members are at, and they're like, wow, they're really tearing up. They're killing they're like these ducks that fly in over there, and there they saw some of these people who were undocumented killing the ducks, taking the ducks to eat, overriding the system, you know. And those videos of them kicking down doors and taking over. If you remember, right? If you remember the story of them taking over an apartment building. If those bastards were doing that, they should be kicked out of the country. But do it the right way. This is the point. Because if you screw this up, now what? We're gonna get sued. And who pays for that? Is Trump gonna pay out his pocket? Fuck no. You and me, taxpayer, are gonna pay for it. For a messy man doing mistakes, doing messy shit, messy shit. For doing messy things. Instead of just following the rules. Due process of law. That's why this is so important. This is why we were getting mad when cops were killing people of color. Instead of just doing their job and arresting the person, they were killing them. And they were like, well, they were bad people. When they bring up George Floyd, it was like, well, he was a bad guy. Okay. Due process of law. We all have a job to do. You can't let people sit here and override the rules. That is the point. It's like we're not getting the lesson. And other countries are watching this. There's people, you'll hear stories all the time of immigrants who's like, if I just come to America, I'll get a shot. They're fair. My success will be built on what I do. You've heard immigrants say that for years who came into this country and built a life for themselves. Elon Musk, he's not from America, he's from South Africa. This guy is not, he's a smart guy. He didn't build SpaceX, he bought it. He didn't build Tesla, he bought it. Okay? We call him one of the smartest people on this earth. I don't know about that. He's smart at buying shit. I mean, if we're being smart shit, then my wife's a genius. Are you kidding me? Because you can buy some shit up? You're a genius? Get the hell out of here with that. This 4 years of Trump, we're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn. I'm gonna learn. We're gonna learn together what we're about. And I don't know what the answer is gonna be. I see resistance. You know, I see resistance. I see things. I see people. I see a Democratic Party changing. New young leadership starting to come in, saying, "No, we got to change the game here. Ain't working." I appreciate that. I'm not a Democrat, but I appreciate seeing something. I appreciate AOC and Bernie Sanders going out talking to people. Good job. Sorry, Bill Maher, I disagree. I disagree. You should always have conversations. You should talk to wherever there's a bunch of people at. Hear me or not. I did my part. I tried. So I disagree with Bill Maher. He said, "Oh, they shouldn't be doing this. Just same old Democrat." Okay, you got to do something. You got to do something. All right. But I just wanted to do a quick podcast today. This wasn't that quick. What was it, 31 minutes or so? 30 minutes. I just want to talk about this. Who are we? Are we the country on the hill that everybody looks forward to? They look to us for leadership for a lot of things. Or are we like the rest of them? I don't know. Are we just for the rich people? Or is it like the saying, high tide raises all ships? Are we going to help out our most vulnerable people? Or do we care about them anymore? You're going to learn a lot about your country. Pay attention about how they treat the poor. How about the veterans that the shit they're doing to them right now? Watch that. Pay attention, right? Watch how they do people. Just watch. Just watch. Pay attention. Okay? Like I said, I agree with getting rid of the gangs. But they have to do it the right way. This is the point of this conversation. I don't want to hear about anything else. Okay? They're bad dudes. Get it. Gotcha. Thank you. Now do your damn job. Do it the right way. Who are we? And that's a question we're finding out one day at a time. Just watch. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. Pay attention how they treating kids with this Department of Education. There's a lot of things going on. This is just one of many. This is just one of many of things that's going on in this country that we have to look at and say, okay, maybe we're not as strong of a country as we thought we were. Because even if you voted for Trump, you have to agree this is wrong. I just read you the I just read to you the amendment. It doesn't say anything about an American citizen. It says everyone. Everyone is guaranteed due process. And that's the point. That's the point. All right. Just want to talk about that for a minute. It's been something I've been wanting to talk about. It's been hot on the subject line of a lot of people talking about it. And I thought, oh, let me put my 2 cents in real quick. All right. Um, no sponsors yet, man. One of these days, one day we'll get some sponsors. We'll see. You know, I'm about to drink me a Diet Pepsi here before I go to bed. Don't need to. I'm a little thirsty. No, not sponsored. Not sponsored. Um, Podcast versus the world is everywhere. I think I might do a TikTok tomorrow morning, maybe. When I put out this episode. Um, we're everywhere. RSS.com. Podcast versus the world. We're there. The email podcast versus the world 76 at gmail.com. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We're trying to grow this. I appreciate everybody that's been listening to my annoying voice. um, we're on YouTube. Find me on YouTube. Podcast versus the world. We're trying to get everywhere, man. We're trying to be everywhere. Engagement. Please talk, like, subscribe. My TikTok is Cameron Abington. Okay. I put out TikTok videos, not all the time. Which I do one tomorrow morning. Please like and subscribe. Go to my page, like my page, share. I think it's share over there. My profile, I think that's what they say over in TikTok land. The drive for five still alive. We're trying to get to 5,000 people. The goal was to get to 100,000. I'll be honest with you. 100,000 would be great. But baby steps. Get there here and there. Just keep working. Keep working every day. That's the plan. Um, like and subscribe. Leave a message. Leave a comment. Anything you want to talk about. I was wondering if anybody would be interested, maybe doing if I do a live TikTok or we talk over things. Maybe one night we'll just sit up one night and do a live TikTok. That'd be cool. And just we'll talk over one subject and we'll go from there. We'll go from there. I like that. I like that idea. I'll let you guys know when we're going to do it. That'll be the plan. Got some special shows lined up. I got a friend of mine who's a speaker. I think sometimes we need to talk about hope in the land of so much confusion. In the land of confusion, we need some hope. We need some hopium. Don't know how to spell that, but we'll figure it out. Plan on doing a podcast with somebody else, a friend of mine named Mr. Brock Brown. He's gonna bring some hopium to the show. There'll be a little bit of that. Don't know when that's gonna be, but I have to schedule it. But we'll see how this works out. But um, that's it, guys. Everybody stay safe. Happy Easter. I think last year we had um Mr. Biden did a weird day on Easter, which I found that very interesting. Happy Easter. Jesus has risen. Love it. May God bless you all in your journeys for the day. Stay positive. Keep an eye out. Pay attention and listen. Pay attention and listen. Pay attention. Abington out.